Hi again everybody, me again, doing a job on this Jeep, Cherokee stroke Jeep Liberty, as you see in the USA. What I've had to do, in addition to changing the oil sump, which I've mentioned in my previous 3 videos, I've had to go ahead and change these cooler pipes, which goes from the gearbox, coming to the front of the car and connect to the oil cooler, which is down there. Let me grab a light. Right, that's the oil cooler, the smaller one just here. This little thing here, this. Now then, as you can see, I've removed the chrome grill to get at this oil cooler because I've already done this job, job's done. But I'm going to give you an idea of what's involved. First of all, this metal panel here, this we call them slam panels. I'm not sure what to call them in America, but that's what we call this. This is like a front cross member panel, which has got your bonnet catch connected to it. This has got to come off. So to get that off, there's 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3 there. That bolt there, and then 1, 2, 3 bolts there, and then 2 bolts down the side of there. Disconnect this panel, raise it and just flip it over and lie it on top of the engine. That's what I did. Then I removed that bolt there and that bolt there, which gave me a little bit of flexibility in movement to move the panel, this plastic panel, forward. The radiator is bolted in behind, just at the back there. If I can get the light into this, and there's a bolt just behind there. There you go. There's 1 bolt there, and there's 1 bolt behind there. Okay, so I'm taking 2 bolts out, and what that'll allow you to do is to lift the whole radiator up, because you've got to feed these 2 pipes under the bottom of the radiator. You do not have to remove the water hoses, no need to drain the water, any fluids, leave it all intact, because it does move up sufficient, it does lift sufficient the radiators just to get the pipes under the bottom. I'll go under here in a minute. The oil cooler itself, now when I'm doing to get the oil cooler out, there's 1 bolt down there, and there's also a bolt down there, but that one just down the bottom there. But to get that bad bolt out, you've got to unbolt this little oil cooler with those 2 bolts there, and that just sits to one side. Now the reason why I took my oil cooler out was this: the pipes would go into the oil cooler and the gearbox are like a push fit. And what I mean by that is, I'll show you a piece of pipe I've cut there. That just pushes in and it's kept in with a circlip, and then a plastic cap, this retaining cap, pushes over the whole top of the fitment, and that stops the circlip sort of springing away where it will allow the cap to come back out, the pipe to pop away from the gearbox, losing all your oil. Not good. So now then, I found that these are quite a tight fit. The circlip which is attached to the bottom of the oil cooler and the 2 which is attached to the gearbox isn't easy to sort of free, allow you to pull this pipe out. So what I've done was I cut them. I cut the pipes, make my life a little bit easier, and then I lift the radiator out. As you can see, my new pipes is here, and there's one, that's how they're coming in. There's one connected to that side of the oil cooler, and there's one connected to that side of the oil cooler. As you can see, they're coming in underneath and make all the radiators, all 3. That's one for your engine water, one for your air conditioning, and this one here you can see which is for the gearbox oil. It's actually oil cooler. So as I said, you can get the pipes under the radiator by undoing those 2 bolts I showed you a minute ago, and you can raise the radiator just enough to slip them under. Now the pipes themselves only come in one way. I will try and show you. So you can get here. Right. So you've got to take the pipe straight down, go over the cross member, over the top of your diff, and then over the top of the steering rack. Go straight down, and when you push the radiator up, the pipe will go straight on the radiator and through. It sounds simple, but it's a little bit jiggly wiggly, but you can do it. It's doable. It's not that massive job, but the job on this end is a little bit more in depth. The gearbox end. There's one pipe there connected to the gearbox, and there's a second one at the top of there. I'll just get the light spot and light for you. And just see it. It's not easy. That one on the top of there. Again, kept in these clips. Now to get up inside up there to get a top one, I'm pointing the camera at now. What I've done, I took this front prop shaft off. Basically, I undid all was the 6 bolts, and then I'll force this prop shaft back, and that's just enough where it dropped down out of my way. It's the best way to do it, guys, because you can see it's very limited type of space. And get the camera spot in a different angle for you. You can see how tight it is between my prop shaft and there's my exhaust. There you go. There's not much room to get your hands up inside of there. So undo this front prop shaft, drop it down, plenty of room. Here, presto. And that's the only way you can get up the top of there to get the pipe in. And that's pretty much it. So as I say, if you do it my way, I go straight down there, literally across the cross member, over the top of the diff, over the top of the rack. I'll get it further down. That's the steering rack. Over the top of the steering rack, and there you go. That's the rack there. Over the top of here, over the top of here, and underneath your bottom pulley, which I can see there, and then it'll go straight through. And it'll go straight under the radiator, which you can see there. So it's a little information video, just giving you a little idea of how to get these pipes into place. And then, as I say, take my tip, cut the pipe on that elbow there, cut the pipe, because I cut the pipe just there, and I cut the pipe just there. And that way I left the small pieces, I left the short pieces in the cooler, lifted the cooler out the way, lift the cooler out the way, and these little like wiggly circlips, you've got to get a Stanley blade in, just twist it, and then a screwdriver just to prise it away, and the pipe pulls out. But I found the gearbox ones, especially the top one, was a bit difficult. I was twisting and turning and pulling, so again I'd already cut the pipe. So I had a short piece of pipe in my hand, I was just twisting and turning, and then finally it popped out. So that's my little idea of doing the oil cooler pipes. All this work is all because I had a leaky oil sump on this particular Cherokee. As you see in the USA, Jeep Liberty. So unfortunately, in my case, because I moved the oil cooler pipes out of the way to get that sump out, mine started a leak on those flexi joints just there, which is literally where they are. Let's see. Mine started a leak just there on the output. See, they're quite rusted, so don't suppose there'll be much more life in them anyway. But that's them done. That's my little tips on getting those off and throwing in. Just follow that procedure. As I see it, no need to drop the coolant, no need to disconnect the aircon cooler radiator, nothing like that. Just only do them undo those 2 bolts which I showed you, which is behind these rubbers here, these rubber trim clamps. I said, just bolts behind there. You can see it through there. Just undo them, and then the radiator lift up. It's quite surprising. I got about 6 inches, and then you got just enough room to wiggle those 2 pipes through. And then that's the worst part over, apart from getting the 2 went back in the gearbox, which I said, well, the prop shafts drop down. When you undo that, you can get your hands up, you can get it. So I couldn't video it, tapped them off unfortunately, but that's them there and the other ones. But I couldn't actually video it because, again, like the sump, when I was putting the sump back on, just couldn't physically find anywhere to put this camera to show you the plan of attack. but never mind, I've done it. Finally, it looks like I'm seeing the light at the end of this Jeep Cherokee tunnel, because it's been a bit of a bane for us. Unfortunately, it's turned into quite a I put it in-depth job, far more than what I thought it was going to be. But I'm hoping in the end I get some good use out of it, and it proves to be a good old Jeep. So time will only say. But I hope that what I've showed you makes a bit of sense, or gives you a bit of help or guidance on doing this kind of jobs, because I'm sure you like myself, I'm sure you, I'll have been on YouTube, watched quite a few videos, and certain organisations, like for instance we have a TV show in the UK called Wheeler Dealers, and there's two characters on there called Mike Brewer and Ed China. Now Mike Brewer, he buys them, and Ed China, he fixes them. Well, Ed China, he makes it look like these things just fall apart, and it's like 10 minutes job. Oh, it's so easy. Yeah, right. I wish I could have got in contact with Ed China, and I would love to have given this particular Jeep as a project. So there you go, Ed. 10 minutes job. Swap the sump hour. Stick us a couple of pipes in there. Oh, there you go. 10 minute job. Yeah, right. So there you go. That's my intuitional video, giving you an outlined idea of what to do to change those two Gearbox oil cooler pipes. But what was pretty informative. I hope you learn a lot, because I've had to learn literally on the job, because I'm sure like yourselves, up until now I couldn't find anyone would have done a video like this, showing you in great in-depth how to remove these pipes, and also the oil sump, in your case in American oil pan. So there you go, that's my video. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've not enjoyed doing the job, but never mind, that's one of them things. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, and I appreciate any positive comments from what I've done so far. All the best, cheers and bye.